Please welcome Clive de Souza.
Good evening, everybody. Today, it's my pleasure to introduce Nick Wallace, who's the head of UK sales for the public and private sector. And he's going to be talking about our interconnect story with the OCI and Azure. Now, Nick has had a very long career, in fact, over 2.5 decades in engineering. He started his career as an open source developer, has had multiple roles, starting in Amazon, Dimension Data, and a bunch of startups, eventually leading the UK sales and solutioning for Microsoft. Today, Nick's going to spend some time talking to you about how the OCI interconnect with Azure is helping drive enterprise migrations. With that, I would like to welcome Nick to the stage. Thank you, Clive.
Thank you, Clive. Good afternoon, and welcome to the closing keynote for day one of Oracle OpenWorld. My name's Nick Wallace, and I run the central government Azure sales team at Microsoft UK. I also look after the Oracle relationship within Microsoft UK. And as a bit of a side note, I started my career as an Oracle DBA, and if it doesn't age me too much, that was version 7162 for any DBAs in the room. It's probably worth also pointing out, for the avoidance of any doubt, of the next two Irishmen on the stage, me included, I'm not the funny one. So, no pressure at all. But on a serious note, I really want to thank Oracle for having us here today, for inviting Microsoft to come along to this event. And I think it's a testament to the ongoing relationship between the two companies. They've been invited here today to be a platinum or a diamond sponsor. I'm very glad to be here. So what I want to talk about is how Oracle and Microsoft hit refresh. What is the state of the relationship today, and how did we get here? So back in June 2019, we announced a strategic partnership between the two companies. And really that generated a lot of headlines and generated even more interest amongst our joint customer base. So you can see the headlines here. And what we announced was a cloud interoperability relationship between the two companies. And what that allows is a seamless connection between Microsoft Azure and Oracle Cloud. So why did we do that? Now, we share a lot of the same joint enterprise customers, and we're very aware of the fact that our customers have incredibly complex IT estates. Hundreds, in a lot of cases, even thousands of applications running in virtualized, even physical environments, containerized and serverless environments, which themselves run in branch office locations, on-premise hosting environments, and even public cloud. And as our customers migrate, optimize, modernize, and innovate, they're increasingly adopting a hybrid cloud strategy, but also a multi-cloud strategy. So for us, it made sense for the two companies to come together and think about how can we have some form of agreement and partnership that will really simplify this for customers, to provide them with choice and options as they begin to decide how they migrate across to public cloud. And what we both see when we talk to our customers, multiple migration drivers when customers are considering this migration approach across to public cloud. And this is really a confluence of different things that happen. Every year we see existing data center contracts expire, which creates a compelling event in our customer's mind, and in a lot of cases a date to work towards. The need to reduce cost, optimize cost, it's ever present. Urgent capacity needs in overstretched on-premise environments. Increasing security threats. The need to always to be compliant. And almost most importantly, to better serve citizens in public sector, to be more competitive, to get to market more quickly, is application, modernization, and innovation. And the journey to cloud that we're seeing, for us, very much in two phases. Try and simplify this if we can. And the first stage is migration. So if you think about the complex IT estate, first you have to understand what you're running, where you're running it, who's using it, if they're using it, what the application group interdependencies actually are, so you can start to think of a phased approach moving across to public cloud. And in that first element, this is where we see the most interest in this interconnect relationship. So customers wanting to lift and shift their existing application groups that are Oracle-based across to our two clouds. And once you've migrated, once you've moved across onto public cloud, then the next step is to begin that optimization journey. So you want to right size, going back to that previous slide. You want to reduce your cost, but then you want to start innovating. So you want to start modernizing, moving up the stack, using serverless, using containers, and ultimately moving to a situation where you're more agile, you can develop more rapidly, go to a no-code or a low-code environment, and get to market more quickly, be more competitive and abstract away from that infrastructure. And this is an important point to make, because when we're jointly talking to customers running Oracle-based workloads, as they migrate, it's important they have a sense of the future possibility when they move to cloud and the possibilities they can unlock once they've done that. So as one half of the relationship with interconnect is Azure, I just want to provide a quick update on that. We currently have a global infrastructure of 56 regions worldwide. We're secure and compliant, and we have 91 security and compliance certifications. We employ around 4,500 cybersecurity employees at Microsoft with an annual budget of $1 billion. And we exist in around 160 edge locations around the world to serve those customers not necessarily close to one of our major Azure locations. And the infrastructure running on top of Azure, I just want to cover that quickly. So of those 56 regions, we have 150 different VM classes, and that's to ensure that our customers, especially Oracle customers running those sorts of workloads, have the choice they need to run those workloads on Azure. And for us, because Microsoft makes Windows Server, there is no better platform than Windows Azure for those Windows-based workloads. Azure and Windows Server were literally made for each other. And for us as well, there is no more cost-effective place to run those Windows-based workloads. But it's not just about Windows for us. We really have close relationships with all the major Linux providers, Oracle included, but also SUSE and Red Hat. And recently we were able to announce that approximately 50% of Azure running globally at the compute level was Linux. And that estate is growing at about 140% clip year on year. And as one example of how we're innovating in this space and being really open in terms of how we partner, is a relationship that we've had with Red Hat, and something we announced where we now actually co-locate Red Hat and Microsoft employees in the same support centers to provide a better service to our customers running Red Hat on top of Azure. And then we have purpose-built infrastructure. So we've formed strategic partnerships with SAP, with VMware, NetApp, and Cray. And that's to ensure that when you're considering migration across to Azure, that you can look at everything, again, thinking back to that complex IT estate, that we can support all of those workloads as you move to Azure. And we're really proud to say that just over 95% of Fortune 500 companies now use Microsoft Azure. And this ranges from industries through manufacturing, airlines, automotive, and also public sector. But the point to make here is that a lot, if not all, of these customers are also Oracle customers. So for us, it makes complete sense to partner up and provide these customers with options and choice when they consider migrating those Oracle-based workloads to the interconnect. And so when we partner and we think about the openness that we've really been driving over the last 5 years, Oracle is no exception. Oracle's actually been an authorized, or rather, sorry, Azure has actually been an authorized cloud environment for Oracle since 2013. So today we have customers running full stack Oracle on Azure, so Oracle applications with a database at the back end. We fully support WebLogic and Java-based applications. And then going back to that statement around half of Azure being Linux, we fully support Oracle Enterprise Linux. It's in Marketplace, and we partner with Oracle to receive updates on that. But again, in the context of the interconnect relationship, it's important to make the point that we are a first-class host for Oracle workloads. And in tandem with Oracle infrastructure, it's important to understand that, so the two work together really well. And so moving more then into the interconnect relationship and how we are working together as companies, what we want to ensure that there is seamless access to those workloads that you would run across Azure and Oracle infrastructure. What we want to offer to those customers is an expanded array of enterprise cloud solutions, both within the Oracle and Microsoft portfolios. And we want to appeal to and allow customers to have the choice to leverage their existing investments in both Oracle and Microsoft. Because again, we will be jointly talking to customers who've already made investments in Oracle, they've made platform decisions, and are already talking to the two companies. And then specifically, the pillars of interconnect to consider. The first is network integration. So using this, you can have your data center with a seamless connectivity across to Microsoft Azure and Oracle Cloud. And that's using a combination of ExpressRoute and Fast Connect. And we're rolling this out, this network connectivity, which we'll cover in a little bit, across 4 regions with more to come. And for us, a real differentiator in the market is application interoperability. So when using Azure in tandem with Oracle Cloud, if you're running, for example, Oracle applications on Azure with a database backend, whether it's RAC, Autonomous Database, or Exadata, Oracle provide full certification for the application stack, e-business suite, JD Edwards, etc., if it's running on Azure. And for us, that's a real differentiator, and we're really pleased to have got to this stage. With the interconnect, we provide full single sign-on access, and potentially you can use Azure Active Directory as the identity provider. And then lastly, we've got a collaborative support model. So we are working together as two companies to make sure that you have the best experience when using the interconnect. And then just to provide a taste, perhaps, of some of the solutions that you would consider using when looking at this interconnect partnership. This is by no means an exhaustive list, and I did agonize over this. It's very difficult to put every single service on both clouds on one slide and be readable. But just as a selection of some of the elements that you would look at when considering that complex IT estate and those workloads that include these, this is a list, but really if I zoom out a little bit and look at a couple of use cases, the first that we're seeing, and for us, one that customers are probably the most excited about actually, is where they're running e-business suite, for example. It could be JD Edwards or Enterprise One or PeopleSoft, running that on Microsoft Azure and seamlessly and securely connecting through to the back-end Oracle database. Now, when we do this, again, it's fully certified to run on Azure. So that e-business suite, full certification on Microsoft Azure. Again, differentiated for us. And 2 other use cases to consider when you're looking at this. The first is what we're calling full stack. So if you think back to migration, when customers migrate across to public cloud, they want to adhere to their public cloud strategies. Re-architecting can add risk and time sometimes to that migration timeline. So customers can consider running a full stack application on OCI, also a full stack application on Microsoft Azure. But where there's a dependency and a pre-existing dependency between those 2 application groups, they can interoperate across interconnect and run on those 2 separate clouds. And then lastly, there's cloud native. So being able to effectively mix and match, look at the services. If you've gone further up the stack on Microsoft Azure, you can run Azure App Service, for example. AI analytics suite. You can look at cognitive services or Azure Databricks, and the list does go on. And then connect across to a custom application running Oracle database. And again, this is driving better insights from the Oracle-based data that you've got running already. What we've been able to do here is really leverage each other's global infrastructure. So if we look at this, what we're now doing is rolling out across the world. And we're going to roll this across in the areas where we see the most initial demand. So today we are live and connected in Toronto, in East US, in London, connected in Amsterdam, which was announced recently, soon to go live. And then on the roadmap, we're working on Asia and US West. So I've talked about the technology a little bit. I just want to bring it back to the customer and the reason why we're doing this. And the point for us really is when customers migrate and optimize and modernize and then innovate on public cloud, we need to ensure that together we are better. That, for example, in public sector, we're allowing government agencies to improve their processes using public cloud and improve how governments serve and protect their citizens. And then across the commercial sector, we want to make sure that we're continually allowing our customers to drive innovation, and also that we're driving bottom line efficiencies, but also top line growth. You think about using that global infrastructure, getting to market more quickly, being more innovative. That's the aim for us here. And lastly, we truly believe that we are better together, and we are working together. So across sales, marketing, and our technical teams, on the ground, our sales teams already talking. And the point here really is to simplify the supplier relationship for our customers. Having Oracle and Microsoft account managers talk in advance of a meeting, decide how they're going to show up with their customers, provide options and choice when discussing how to migrate those Oracle-based workloads. That for customers is really beneficial. We want to be able to drive that digital transformation together with customers using interconnect. Our marketing team's working together very closely. Microsoft's now a repeat sponsor, I'm pleased to say, of Oracle OpenWorld, already San Francisco, today in London, and that will continue. Oracle has sponsored Microsoft Inspire and Ignite, and both marketing teams, they continue to work together on jointly branded content. And then lastly, the technical teams. Outside of the interconnect relationship, we've released an integration of Oracle Digital Assistant with Microsoft Teams. Oracle's already got an array of solutions offered in Azure Marketplace, fully supported on Azure. And the interconnect, the teams continue to work together to ensure they're adding features to this interconnect, if you think about that global reach, but also rolling out more regions to our customers where we're seeing that demand and getting that great feedback. So we do truly believe that we're better together. And this solution, genuinely, we believe, is one of the best enterprise public cloud solutions. And we're really excited to see the possibilities this will unlock for you, our customers, in the future. So with that, I'd really like to thank Oracle for having us here today. I really hope you enjoyed day 2 of Oracle OpenWorld. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.